So we've only got a couple of days to go. The house is almost done. I am spending most of today finishing up the last of clearing out the cupboards. I will pretty much get rid of the food as well, because we've got dinner and then lunch and then dinner and then we leave. So we've already got most of our meals prepped, or we're going out with friends and family for. But it's all happening, and it's weird because I guess after being so long here, I mean, I've almost been in the US 3 months. Chad's been here close to 8 months. We're finally getting ready to go home. I am getting ready to wrap this chapter up, and there's little moments that I find difficult. Just wanting to tell Denise, my mother-in-law, everything that's going on, but of course she's gone. But in general, we are doing well, and we're ready for the next chapter. We've got some big decisions we're making when we get back to Australia, and we'll have plenty of time to think about it, because we're going to have about a month in quarantine, 2 weeks in Sydney, and then because the borders are still closed state to state in Australia, we will have to then quarantine another 2 weeks, hopefully at home in Perth, but not 100% sure about that. Anyway, for the planner I am trying my best to go with the flow, which is a challenge at times, but starting to get, I'm not sure if excited is the right word, but I'm ready to be done with this part and kind of move on. I remember when we had our last miscarriage and we lost our pregnancy. The way I am, it's not that I don't grieve, I'm ready to close that chapter and move on to the next one. I allow myself some space to process. I just don't like dwelling on the negative of things that I can't change. I'd rather focus on the hope and the goals that I have moving forward. I'm trying my best to still be able to live hopeful in the moment, and experience what I need to experience, whether that's joy or grief or whatever it is. But I like to have my eyes forward, and when I've got something to work towards, then I feel, I don't know, feel more settled, I guess. So I feel like we're doing well, and I'm ready to wrap up. I'm ready to be out of this house and yeah, go home. I miss my family, miss our friends in Australia. I'm ready to be there. And hopefully we are on the way home. We are at the San Fran airport, and this is stop 1 for today. We were up at 4 a.m. at the airport at 6. Chad got held up a little bit, being an American, trying to prove that he was actually going back to Australia to live, just not to visit. But we got that sorted out, did the whole thing, got on our flight. So far our flights have not been cancelled yet, so that is good. We've got a couple more hours, and then we're on to LA, and then a 7-hour layover before heading home, hopefully, well, to Sydney for 2 weeks quarantining, and then hopefully on the way home to Perth. And fingers crossed we'll be able to do our second group of quarantine at home. So it looks like Chad has lost his phone, probably on the transfer bus from domestic to international at LAX. We've got time. So I've certainly done it before, and I was lucky. I was able to get my phone back. Hopefully it will be the same for him. only been about 5 minutes. Looks like they found it. The buses are talking to each other. And I'll be back in the loop very soon. But yay! Hopefully Chad has found his phone. Okay, so update. Apparently the bus driver said they found it, but the supervisor said they didn't have it. So we're not quite sure what's going on. So Chad's trying to check in with each of the buses if they'll let him as we go. So I guess we'll see if his phone comes or not, but yeah, we'll see. Here I went to get some food, but got an emergency follow-up to race back and go find Chad. What's that in your hand?
What?
What's that in your hand?
It's my phone.
So because of COVID, we couldn't find anything for me to eat, but luckily I had packed enough things for the flight home, knowing that they weren't always catering for dietary requirements. So I managed to get plain rice, and then I used the vegan cheese packet from my gluten-free vegan mac and cheese because I couldn't cook the pasta. So it was enough to tie me over in our long day of transfers and delays. Finally, we are about to get on the plane to Sydney. This has been a long time coming and I'm just wanting to get there. And it is dead. It'll be interesting to see. We're about to go get through customs and quarantine or pick up our bags anyway, and then we're going to go on a bus and be escorted to a hotel. Okay, so I've currently worked out we're in Darling Harbour, and but we still have no idea which hotel we're going to. I think this is where we're staying, the Meriton Suites. Well, this is our, at least we have a little kitchenette, but this is our little apartment suite. Chad, you can actually take your mask off now.
Yeah, I can.
Whew. So it's nice. We are, I think, day 8 into quarantine. I'm going a little batty, but I'm trying to have some sort of routine. I have 2 alarms, one in the morning, one in the evening. Trying to do my pills and my meds, make sure I keep on top of those. And then I try and do my devos, do some writing, do some editing of videos or vlogs or whatever, do some computer work, and then not look at the TV till the afternoon. And now I'm trying to work on not watching as much TV in the afternoon. We shall see how that goes. And maybe play more games and yeah, keep our sanity somehow. We have great views of the brick wall. So much fun to look at every day. I have a glimpse that way and a glimpse that way, which are nice, but have to kind of get used to the wall. forgot to film our first COVID test. So I tried to film the second one, and of course they got us to move. So the first time they got us to stand against the door and lean our head back and shove it up our nose and throat. And this time they got us to flip around, so you can't actually see much of what happened. Sorry about that, I did try.
And I'm going to Journey for free. Yep. Go to that one. You want that one? Yeah.
What do you think of your mask?
It's a big lump of goo.
Okay, last night at quarantine. How crazy have I been?
Pretty nuts.
Pretty nuts. Come on, I haven't been that bad, have I?
How many times have you lost your stuff?
Only a couple.
Uh-huh.
Yes? Okay. So incredibly glad this was our last night, and I'm really happy we ended up bringing some board games. We brought the cards when we did some grocery shopping because they kept poisoning me with the food that was provided. Here, the next day, early, about 6 a.m, we got to finally jump in a cab and make it to the airport to come home to Perth for more quarantine. Hi! Hi, baby! Hi! Hi! Wait, where's Dad? Where's Dad? Hi, baby! Hi! We had one very excited puppy, as so were we, to be able to get home, get settled, saddle up for those next 2 weeks, but at least we could do it with Chloe at home, get her reused to us being around, that we're not going to leave for months and months on end, and just enjoy our time before heading back to work.